Video number 380. In this video, I'm going to discuss what's population patterns and regional trends. This is scheme of presentation, distribution of world population, population statistics, characteristics, population pyramids, demographic transition, and population control. Here we define population, which constitutes of all the inhabitants of a particular town, area, or country, or the world as a whole. This is currently the percentage distribution of world population. China currently ranks number 1, followed by India, but soon India will surpass China, and currently Pakistan is probably number 5th in terms of population. China is currently the most populous country in the world, with a total population of 1.42 billion. Only one other country in the world boasts as a population of more than 1 billion, and that is India. India's population is estimated to continue to grow until at least by 2050. China's population is currently contracting slightly. This concentration, coupled with India's continued growth, is expected to result in India replacing China as the most populous country in the world by the year 2030. Demography. It is the statistical study of human population, which includes births, deaths, income, disease. All illustrate the changing structure of human populations. We may also discuss regional considerations that include resources, type of income, development level of income, food supply, conditions of health and well-being, and these also are affected by the world's population. Why is population important? Because the study of population helps us to predict the future. It is said that some 12,000 years ago the world population was between 5 and 10 million. In 2006 it reached over 6.5 billion, and US is projecting the world population to increase to 9.1 billion by 2050. Here we can see the population growth. This is less developed regions, and this is the population of the more developed regions, and this curve shows the total world population. This is the share of the world's population of various areas, and this is the share of the estimated world population by 2050. So in 2050, India will constitute 70% of the world population, followed by China. That would be 16%, and then rest of the world. Population growth or decline. If we want to estimate population growth, we must study births and death rates. But birth rates must exceed death rates for population to grow. In this table you see the India's birth and death rates. Population density, the relationship between the number of inhabitants and the areas they occupy. And this is world population density. Population pyramids, population composition by age and gender. During the 1800s year, population pyramids and shape. This reflects major population impacts. This is in 1970. This is 2000, and this is 2030. These are the various pyramids. This shows rapid growth. Here you can see stability in the population. This is a decline, and this is disrupted growth. There are three measures of change in population. One is fertility rates, and these include crude birth rate and total fertility rate. Then we have mortality rates, and within mortalities we have crude death rate, infant mortality rate, and migration. Crude birth rate can be defined as annual number of live births per 1000 population. It is considered as high when there is the birth of more than 30 children per 1000 population, live births per 1000 population. It is considered as low if it is 18 or less than 18. Total fertility rate is the average number of children that would be born to each woman. This is childbearing age, 15 to 45. Crude death rate and mortality rate. Annual number of deaths per 1000 population, high when it is 20 per 1000, low it is less than 10 per 1000. Infant mortality rate. Deaths of age 1 year or less per 1000 live births. This greatly reflects decline in general death numbers. Regional variations can occur within countries, and we can see that in the coming figure. Here there are different countries where we have infant deaths per 1000 live births for two different years, 1932 and 203. Life expectancy rate. Life expectancy means how long people will live. Monaco ranks first in terms of high life expectancy, where on the average people live for 90 years. Second is Japan, and the life expectancy in Japan is 85 years. Third is Singapore, also 85 years. United States is ranked 43rd. On average, people only live up to 80 years in the US. Lowest life expectancy. Currently, parts of sub-Saharan Africa, the life expectancy is very low. In country like Chad, it is 50 years, Nigeria 53 years, Uganda 54 years, and various causes are responsible for this, including disease, political, religious, and ethnic clashes and unrest, poor farming practices, and poor infrastructure and pollution. A rate of natural increase. If we subtract death rates from the birth rate, we get natural rate of increase of population, and this rate gives demographers an idea of how a certain country's population is growing. Population control. One is pro-natal policies, and it encourages childbirth. It may provide incentives for having more children, and this is the case in Japan, which has pro-natal policies. Recently, their population has been declining due to changing cultural beliefs. In this figure, you can see that the fertility rate, that is children born to women, is going to decrease continuously, and a birth rate of less than 2 is below the replacement rate. So this in Japan, this is less than the replacement rate. Then we have antenatal policies, which discourages childbirth, and the government may place restrictions on countries that have rapid population growth, and example is China, where there is antenatal during their one-child policy. What is the demographic transition? It displays evolution of human societies. Transition from high birth and death rates to lower birth and death rates as a country develops. Demographic transitions. It displays the changing levels of fertility and mortality. There is a relationship between population growth and economic development, and there are 5 stages. In this figure, you can see there are 5 stages. The first stage includes high stationary rate of increase. Then there is early expanding, and in stage 3 there is late expanding. Stage 4 have low stationary, and in stage 5 the population growth is declining. that is the world population, the birth rates and the death rates are all declining. This is stage 1 of demographic transition model, in which we have high birth and high death rate, and this was 500,000 years ago, where there were hunters and gathering societies, and women had 20 babies each. Half would die, no medicine, so high death rates. Then we have stage 2 of demographic transition model. There are declining death rates, continuing high birth rates, and this began some 200 to 300 years ago. And the most quoted example is that of Afghanistan. Then there is a stage 3 of demographic transition model. Birth rates decline, death rates remain low, and this started 100 years ago, and there were some birth control, and that means low birth rates, and lowest birth rates when women are educated, they have less children. This is stage 4 of the demographic transition model, and that is post-industrial era. Very low birth rates and death rates. Population growth continues, but at a lower rate. Women are more active in the workplace, and they are attending college instead of staying home. Finally, we have stage 5 of the demographic transition model. In this stage, the overall population is going to decline. This is in rich industrialized nations. Heavy burden on small worker force. Reverse population pyramids may also cause the possible stage 5 of demographic transition model. And this is again, there are 5 stages of the demographic transition model. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to click on bell icon. Thanks for watching. See you in another video. Thanks again.